Hey guys, what's up? It's DJ's Aviation. Welcome to what I believe is the fourth episode update thing to my 1/400 scale homemade model airport. There's probably a big notable difference that you can see from the previous update. Yes, I painted my board. Not all of it just yet, but I painted the taxiways and the runways. Or the runway, singular, not plural. I didn't want to record while I was doing this because I really didn't want to mess up the painting. I think it's actually come out really well, in my opinion. There's a couple of little bits like there that you can see, but I mean, they're not a real issue. For my first really attempt at painting, I think it's come out really well. The only issue I had was this was where the grass is going to go if you didn't know, but this isn't completely even along here, but I can fix that with the grass. I'll just kind of go over it like that. Moving over here, that's just my phone recording my voice because the audio on this camera isn't very good. Anyway, this is of course the regional terminal. This is the regional terminal where they will push back and taxi away. Those are the parking spaces there. Again, cargo terminal. Can you just ignore where the planes are at the moment? They're sitting there because I have no space on my desk. And I'm just trying to let the paint dry as much as possible, as you can see. So, there are a couple of new models, which you probably saw in the previous update, but I didn't really go in depth about them. There's a Flybe-8, there's the Monarch A321. Moving along here, there's the Brussels A330, and then the two over here, the KLM Orange Pride and the Air New Zealand All Blacks. Okay guys, so I assume some big questions you have are what paint I used, what brushes, what we bought, getting ready to paint, and things like that. So I've kind of got them laid out here just to give you an idea what I used. I used this Dulux Ultra Deep Base. This is just 250ml paint. Colour I will probably put in the description below. When we went to the hardware store, Bunnings, we got a whole heap of like colour palettes, colour things that I can use to get you myself an idea, pardon me, of the colour. So it looks like it was actually almost heavy metal. That's kind of the colour we went for the taxiways and runways. Anyway, so you can probably see there are quite a lot of greys, lighter greys I've got. That's because, if you can see over there are still some blank spaces where the planes are going to sit. That's because there's going to be a contrasting in the greys. One's going to be lighter, one's going to be darker. And at the moment, I'm just trying to decide which one looks best. I've got a few more over here, as you can probably see. Now, you probably can't tell the difference completely. Hopefully you can see there's a bit of variation in the colour there. That's what I'm going to be doing. I think I've chosen the yellow lines. So the yellow line's going to be this colour. Maybe a bit darker. I think it just all depends because what I'm going to do now is cut a really thin piece with my scissors of this yellow, like that. Like so. I'm going to cut it like that, move that over there. And as you can see, here's the piece of yellow. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually just place that over here to give me an idea of what the yellow is actually going to look like. I think that could be a bit too bright. I'm not sure. I'm thinking maybe just leaving it a bit darker and a bit more discreet, because I mean, imagine that all the way along. It's going to stand out quite a lot. I don't know if I really want that. Moving along to the brushes, we purchased this thin brush. Now, I don't know if it's got a name. It's a Renoir or something. I don't know if you can see that. Probably can't because it's not going to focus. There, you might be able to see it now. Anyway, this is when I'm doing the taxiways, because as you can see, it's actually pretty thin. So this is going to help me do the taxiways when I eventually do that. Also, just the fine detailed lines and things like that. So we got, I think, a couple of those. Probably what I'll be using for the parking stands where the planes are going to sit is this brush. This is, again, oh, no pun intended, but it's a Monarch, just like my A321. But this is the brush we'll be using, so just go like that. We got a thicker one of this exact brand, and it was wider. That was for the big lines here. That's just because, I mean, if I had it like this, it would take forever to do that. So this is for finer details, and this one's for even finer details, to give you an idea of what I'm trying to say. Now, whether or not you saw my previous update, which I will link in the description below, along with the playlist of all my model airport updates, you would have seen, if you had seen it, there was blue tape all along here, all through here, and everything like that, and the airport was kind of unrecognizable. Now, that blue tape's gone, and as you can actually see, the lines are quite straight where I've painted. That's why tape is really necessary when you're painting your airport. It just helps you make the lines straight when painting. As I said, triple layers to double layers are what you'll be wanting, just in case you go over. Now I've got an example over there, I think, of where I went over, or possibly there. But that's not really an issue because that's where my grey paint's going to go eventually, my lighter grey paint, as that's where the planes will park. Really, this update isn't as long as the previous one, which was very, very long, I think around 15 minutes. But really, this is all I wanted to cover. As you can see, this is where the grass is going to go. My phone recording my audio again. So this is where the grass will go, where the paint is. Grass will go along there and along there. It's also going to go near the remote holding stands, so along here. And I believe we might be going to the hobby shop soon in our city, and they sell a lot of good grass products, trees and bitsy and bobs and things like that, and that would really help with the airport, I think, overall. Give it the final touch, seal of approval, but there's still a long way to go. I've still got to make the terminals, I've still got to do all the fine details, which I'm looking forward to, but no doubt there'll be a lot of pressure to execute my plan perfectly. So thank you very much for watching once again. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next update. Goodbye.